waves, and it's orange they bleed. All nations tailgating and they're raring to go. Yeah, when Neyland gets to rocking, it's a hell of a show.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to episode 14 of the Vols Deep podcast. We're excited to be with you this morning. How about that brand new intro?
Hey, it's pretty sweet. Fairview Union playing the song, Luke and Corbin and myself and Spanky digging a goalpost out of the Tennessee River. You know, it's episode 14, and it's only 14 days away until it's football time in Tennessee.
It even feels like football time outside right now.
Eric Berry days away. That's slick as it gets. Dylan Sieber Photography hooked us up with the ultimate intro video. And, of course, the intro song by Fairview Union is top-notch as well. Got Corbin with me. Got the Spur with me. How y'all doing this morning?
Doing great for a Saturday morning. Like Corbin just said, the coolness is in the air this morning, and football season's right around the corner.
I actually woke up this morning on time. I'm proud of myself.
High school football last night, college football next weekend. No huge games in college football, but it's week 0 and it's college football. Tennessee football is closing in on single digits. Any high school games that y'all want to talk about in the area?
Well, you know, locally, you had the big rivalry between Wartburg and Cofield, and Cofield's winning streak continues. They beat Wartburg 48-12. I'm the public address announcer for my local hometown team, Sunbright. They had a big tragedy in their hometown just this past week. A football player was tragically killed in an automobile accident, and they done a memorial to him. But some Knoxville teams looked really good. Catholic won, Webb won. Alcoa beat Ravenwood, which is a huge Middle Tennessee team. Maryville looked great. So high school football's alive and well in Tennessee.
Yeah, I had fun listening to it and stuff last night. Excited to be here, excited to do another episode. We have a lot to talk about today in the Tennessee sports world. Today we're live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, hopefully Instagram, not TikTok. Still can't get that working. First things first, we have giveaways. Today's the day that we're going to give away a pair of Tennessee versus Virginia football tickets, season opener, Nissan Stadium in Nashville. All you had to do was sign up for the volunteer club. Under my referral, we're going to draw that winner towards the end of the show.
If you win, remember, Corbin and I drew the ticket. Take one of us with you.
Corbin's sitting with me, I know that.
Yeah, I'll be sitting with Luke over here.
But
I've got my ticket, but I'm way up high.
maybe then prices will come down before the before the end.
There is still plenty of tickets available, so you want to see the Vols in action, Nashville might be your best option.
It's probably the cheapest option, honestly.
Absolutely.
The way everything's looking.
28-point favorite right now, too.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun time.
Take that.
Also, we're going to do another giveaway, the typical trivia question giveaway for our live shows. We're going to give away a $25 Alumni Hall gift card, some MLB baseball cards, old school Tennessee football cards, and some decals. You don't want to miss that giveaway either for today. The AP poll for this season is out. We got real in-depth on the coaches poll on the last episode. Now we've got the AP poll out. We'll dive into that a little bit. We're going to talk about ESPN. They have some preseason lists out, and I want to touch on them. One is their top 100 player list in college football, and the next is ESPN's top 10 playoff contenders. That one's pretty wild in my opinion.
Pretty inaccurate, too.
Yeah, pretty inaccurate. Peyton Manning news. What doesn't Peyton Manning do these days? Pretty cool information regarding the sheriff. We have some Tennessee ticket, I guess, sales info. The duel. Corbin has been without his belt for, three weeks?
Still the most combined days champion in history.
You want to touch it again? You want to touch it?
I'll get it back later, don't you worry.
Just bring it.
We'll see how you, our listeners, are going to vote on the duel coming up. We have Start Bench Cut. We have Florida, Alabama, Georgia, or other. We have our popular segment, the Jersey Countdown. And again, don't forget our giveaways. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with our recap. Thank you to the Fairview Union for providing the music for our podcast. Hey, what's up, y'all? It's the Vol Daddy. I want to give a big shout out to the Fairview Union. great musicians, local people. Chad's from my hometown. They were gracious enough to let us use their music for our podcast. Make sure you check them out. They're huge Tennessee fans. You won't be disappointed. Let's hear them play.
Man, you won't believe that roar when the boys find a checkerboard. The big orange is back. It's a fact. Volunteers, where you at? Get loud, staying proud. Send a message to the crowd. Y'all better get used to the fact. The big orange is back on track. Coach Hyper, where you at? Getting it done, having fun. Power team #1. Y'all better get used to the fact. The big orange is back.
And we're back. Welcome back to episode 14 of the Vols Deep podcast. We hope everybody is enjoying their Saturday morning and starting it off the right way by listening to the Vols Deep professionals. Ain't that right, Corbin?
Dang right.
A lot to talk about. We're live on just about every platform possible. Let's start off our recap by talking about some really good news. If you already have tickets, and probably bad news if you don't already have tickets to Neyland Stadium this fall. Tennessee sold out most of the games already. No surprise here. UTSA, we talked about that one being a big game, underrated game. That's sold out. We've hyped UTSA up since the first episode, I think.
Very good team. Very good quality team.
And it's in a scary point of our schedule as well, right between Florida and South Carolina. So I don't think Josh Heupel's going to overlook them by any stretch of the imagination. We'll be ready to play.
I agree. It's possible it could be one of them games that scare you, but I think we're going to be all right. Tennessee is also sold out against South Carolina. This one's going to be wild.
Be one of the hottest tickets in town in a long time. South Carolina's probably going to have Alabama prices, if I had to guess.
Yeah, I hope they get a night game for that one too.
It'd be awesome.
Tennessee announces a sellout crowd also against Texas A&M. Be another solid game in Knoxville. And, of course, Georgia is a sellout, a possible game of the year. The remaining games that have not sold out yet are Austin Peay, which is a Tennessee home opener. We've got UConn, which is homecoming, and then Vanderbilt at the end of the season, which will be senior day. I have no doubt that all these games are going to sell out.
Yeah, if you haven't got your tickets yet to be in Neyland Stadium, now's the time. You don't want to wait till day of the game, because even though there'll be some available on the secondary market, you're going to pay a premium for those. Even for Austin Peay, the ticket prices are going to be pretty high.
You know, I was actually, speaking of Vanderbilt, I was on ESPN.com yesterday looking at the upcoming list of scheduled games for the whole week 0 and week 1. And everybody was like, the lowest ticket you could find was like $25. That was for like UTEP's game, except there was one team, it was Vanderbilt, and they was going for $7.
Oh, wow.
Is that those end zone tickets where the stadium's not even built yet?
Oh yeah, I did see that. That looks so bad.
Yeah, they're like, what? They'd be 7 days away, and their end zones look horrible.
They got to take seats out to make them look full.
Yeah, that's the plan. But yeah, last year there was only one game that we didn't sell out, and that was Ball State. That was the Thursday night game, and I think there was still 90-something thousand there. So, yeah, I think that every game's going to sell out for sure this year.
It's a good problem to have if you're a Tennessee administration.
Yeah, I hate it for a lot of fans that don't get to go because of ticket prices, because they're so high. But kind of the price of being good, in a way. I know 96% of season ticket holders renewed their seats this year. So it's just incredible. A sellout for season tickets is massive. Me and Corbin kind of talked about it last night. I think we're going to get to the point where there's a wait list about like there is with the baseball team.
That's how it used to be with a lot of NASCAR races back in the day. Had to be on a wait list for like years to get in.
Right.
With success comes these, I guess, effects of success. However, if you've never been to Neyland Stadium, you owe it to yourself to get there at least one time. It's an experience unlike any other. You hear all the time, I can sit at home and watch my game on a 70-inch TV, but you're inside Neyland Stadium, you're not just watching a game, you're feeling the game. You're part of the game. And I truly believe that the crowd has an effect on outcomes of certain games. There's no doubt in my mind we affected the Alabama game last year.
100%. Yeah, I can't. I seen actual posts the other day about all the the pre-snap penalties and stuff like that. So yeah, it definitely affects it. I think UT's starting to kind of weed out the big time scalpers too, which I mean I understand, nothing against scalpers, but I understand the reasoning behind it. I mean, they're just trying to give fans, a chance to not pay the kind of money the scalpers are asking.
Double the price, and the university's not even making that money.
And we're in a digital age now, so it's a product of using Ticketmaster or StubHub. You're always going to have secondary market tickets as long as laws allow for it to be that way, and it's good and bad.
I miss the days, though, already of having an actual ticket in your hand.
Oh, I do too.
Because
I mean,
I've still got every ticket everything I've ever been to.
Luke's got a big poster on Duvall's deep man cave in here. It's all of his tickets from several years, and I look at it every time I'm in this room. So, I wish there was a way that they could do, even if it's just commemorative tickets per game, still use digital barcodes and get in that way, but have that commemorative ticket option.
yeah, before season or just send something to the season. They need to send something to the season ticket holders.
Even if they put it in the Vol shop itself per game and sell them, anytime I'm in the stadium, I'd probably buy a ticket stub to that game.
Yeah, that's kind of what they did for the Music City Bowl.
Yeah.
And I bought one of them. Just I don't know.
I'm trying to forget about that game.
Yeah, there's a lot I like to forget about. But somebody's got to pay for all these stadium upgrades and facility upgrades, and price to win's high. On the next subject, let's talk about the sheriff. Let's talk about Peyton Manning. In the fall of 2023, Tennessee will be, hiring Peyton Manning to be a professor there. One of the most nationally recognized sports figures of all time, Super Bowl champion, media personality, entrepreneur, commentator, actor. I mean, what does he not do? So communications and information is what he'll be involved with. The same subject he obtained his degree in 1997. Imagine Peyton Manning as your professor.
Imagine being able to use that as a recruiting tool.
Yeah, but Tennessee's gonna get busted in like 3 years. Like all the students in that class are just offensive players, and he's just like coaching them.
I waited long at first the other day when I got the notification on my phone. I thought it said, "Oh, he's coming back to be a coach in a position." And I like driving down the road, and I about wrecked off the road.
Don't kid yourself. Peyton Manning's always going to be involved with University of Tennessee, so it's great to see him. Passing along some knowledge.
Yeah, some way somehow he's gonna be involved. Yeah, I was like looking up like how much it costs to go there. Like that'd be awesome.
It would be.
Tennessee injuries so far that we know of. First off, in my opinion, and probably your all's too, the most important is Cooper Mays. I don't know if we'd really say it was like an injury, but basically he had a cleanup type surgery, probably like scar tissue or something like that. No exact details. They don't really give them out, which is understandable. But I would guess his knee, since he's had a knee surgery before. But expected 2 to 3 weeks recovery time. We'll see if he's ready for Virginia. I kind of think it might be Florida before we see Cooper.
We all want to see him in the lineup, but if he's ready to play at Virginia, would it be a big deal if we kept him out at least another week or so to let that knee or whatever it is heal a little bit more?
Yeah, maybe just like give him time. Maybe just give him reps and
maybe he can dress, be on the sidelines, and if needed, go in for a play or so. But why risk further injury if the game's in hand? We still got to play the game.
Yeah, I mean you've got Addison Nichols. I mean, Parker Ball, and I mean there's plenty of.
Depth is something we've been missing for a long time, and we have it now. So these injuries may not be as significant as they could have been in years past.
It's better to get this taken care of now than middle of the season whenever we got some big games going on.
Right, 100%. The next on the list is Tyree Weathersby. He's been injured and is not expected to be back this season. Again, unsure of the extent of that injury as well. The coaches like to keep this type of stuff private. You can't blame them, you know.
That's it.
But Tyrese, highly touted defensive lineman, a true freshman, hate this kind of news.
Hate this kind of news, but wish well for Weathersby, and he could redshirt this year and still be a freshman next year. And again, just having some depth on the defensive line is a nice thing to have.
Yeah. Also, Deshaun Bishop. I'm sure most people's heard of Deshaun Bishop, two-time Tennessee Mr. Football winner from Carnes. Seen kind of different reports on this. I've seen that they're saying he's going to be out for the season, and I've also seen just like 2 months. Either way, more than likely wouldn't see. I mean, he would probably get some reps against some teams, but you probably wouldn't see a whole lot of him this year anyway with the 3 or 4 that's in front of him. But I think Deshaun is super underrated. He looked amazing in the spring, and yeah, just prayers for another quick recovery time. Yesterday, cornerback Kamal Haddon and defensive lineman Elijah Simmons were out for practice because of injuries. So, hate to hear that, especially like cornerback. We're deep there as well, but we still don't want to start a trend.
Yeah, but sometimes no news may be good news, and you get held out of practice for multiple reasons, and let's just hope that this isn't anything significant and they're back on the playing field very quick.
I mean, this is going to happen. We are just starting spring practice. Football's in just a couple weeks. I'm not surprised that some people's going to get injured before the season starts. So,
Yeah, it sucks, but every team does. Every team's hurt. I mean, it's football, man. But I really had it for Elijah Simmons because every year he's just – and it's nothing against him, but it's just every year he's just talked so hyped up, and then every year he's hurt in fall camp. So I hate it for him. Anyway, Morgan Wallen news. I threw this on there kind of last minute, but he says his goal is to not only play at Neyland Stadium, but he wants to sell it out. Do you think he could sell out Neyland Stadium?
Today, yes, I believe he could.
yeah.
He's that
definitely.
popular in East Tennessee for sure. Matter of fact, I've heard several people say they'd love to see
Oh, I
Morgan
would.
Wallen in Neyland Stadium.
It would be great. I think. I know Kenny had like 60 something
Yeah,
for his. I just
Garf was pretty much sold out.
was it.
Yep.
Do you like the idea of having concerts in Neyland?
Love the idea of
You
having
do?
concerts in Neyland. I love the idea of having anything in Neyland. I'll just be honest. Just walking in that place, it doesn't matter what it's for. Empty, full. It's home away from home for me.
It don't bother me. I'm kind of weird about it though. I don't know why. It's like sacred. Just keep it for. I don't know. It don't bother me, but I don't know. It's just,
It's always weird when something that different happens in a
Yeah.
football stadium. When basketball arenas, everything happens in them.
Yeah.
And then you think about a football, and it's like a whole different category over here. Like, you don't touch that place.
Yeah, I guess.
As long as it doesn't affect our playing surface. Let me reiterate that. If it's going to have a negative effect on the grounds at Neyland Stadium, then no.
yeah,
Do it in the off season.
I tell you what, when I was on that field last year after we beat Alabama, I was trying to get me some grass off the field. Whoever does that grass does a dang good job.
It was like digging in concrete, wasn't it?
It was. Whoever.
Not saying I dug into the grass, but I may have took a piece of grass with me.
at least you wasn't like that one lady that had. Man, she like snuck in like a pair of cutters and everything. Like she's cutting squares out the end zone. It's ripping up.
I did not sell my grass on eBay.
But the concerts are eventually going to happen. I guess it's just kind of weird for the thought of it. But, I mean, especially when they expand to that Neyland Thompson
It's going to be incredible.
city, that's going to be a big venue.
We just talked about the field. I happened to walk out on the field just last week, and the grass looks incredible. It was very green. It was soft, which I guess it's not been played on much yet. But whoever does the groundskeeping at Neyland Stadium does a tremendous job.
Yeah, it's man, like Cofield's last night looked great, so just a lot of respect to them people that dedicate. Of course, obviously they're getting paid, but I don't know. I've always just liked the way that community kind of comes together and does stuff for the fields and stuff. All right, we have some awesome giveaways coming your way soon. We're giving away Tennessee versus Virginia football tickets, the season opener at Nissan Stadium in Nashville. 4 rows from the field. We had a ton of people enter that giveaway, and we'll draw that winner today. We're also going to give away a $25 gift card from Alumni Hall, MLB baseball cards, vintage Tennessee football cards, and some decals. We have our first main talking point of the day next. We're going to talk about the new preseason AP poll for college football. Stick with us. Please share this out to your friends. Give us some likes. We'll be right back after this message. Big Orange Concrete Pumping. They can accommodate any residential or commercial concrete project that you may have in mind. They have one of the biggest line pumps in the state. They take a lot of pride in their work, and they're waiting on your phone call today. Their number is 865-371-3367. Whether you're pumping noise and kneeling or pumping concrete, make sure you roll with the Big Orange. That's Big Orange Concrete Pumping, 865-371-3367. And we're back. Next, we've got our first main talking point of the day. Going to hit the comment box real quick. James says, good morning, fellas, from Facebook. Good morning, James.
Good morning.
Kimberly says, good morning from Facebook. Only 14 days until it's football time in Tennessee. Go Big Orange. Chris Johnson says, best experience ever. I'm guessing Chris is talking about Neyland Stadium.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Kimberly on Facebook says, nothing like being in Neyland. Logan Moore says, tailgate lot A, Nissan Stadium, 8 a.m., Saturday, September 2nd. That's our invite that we got last time as well.
Yeah, he needs to, send us that, through a message, because I'll forget where he's at by then.
Yeah, we need to write it down. Nugs on YouTube, what's up, man? How you doing? He says, good thing that the Florida fan ain't here. I'm sure he'll come in here in a minute.
He's probably refereeing youth football this morning.
He's creeping on the Facebook stream.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Where you at, Robin? Don't be shy. Monica on YouTube says, good morning, Monica. Tim on Facebook says, good morning. Good morning, Tim. That's all the ones I see on my end. I'm not sure if there's any more on your all's end popping up. But first main talking point of the day presented by Taylor Jones with Big Orange Concrete Pumping. He's been doing this type of work for a long time. He has one of the biggest line pumps in the state, so make sure to reach out to Big Orange Concrete Pumping for any of your concrete needs. Last week we got balls deep into the preseason coaches poll. Let's do that here with the AP poll, preseason poll as well. I don't want to beat a dead horse here, but we must go over it for what we do. A different approach here. We can just kind of go through them in fives, and just whatever kind of stands out to you in that group, we can talk about. Number 25, Iowa. 24, Tulane. 23, Texas A&M. 22, Ole Miss, and 21, North Carolina.
North Carolina has a pretty tough schedule to start the season out, and they got South Carolina, Appalachian State, and Minnesota, and Pittsburgh. Dang, that's 4 big games to start the season for North Carolina.
Yeah,
I don't see them being ranked past 4 weeks in.
You don't think so?
No, I don't see it happening.
They got one of the nation's best returning quarterbacks, so I like North Carolina in the top 25. I like North Carolina maybe even slightly higher than 21, so we're going to disagree on that one just a little bit.
I've been through this North Carolina several times.
Yeah, we have heard it before.
I'm on the Drake May train
I am too.
Now North Carolina, I do agree with Corbin about the same North Carolina stuff, but I don't know. They got a good coach, and Drake May is really, really good. I think he's one of the top Heisman favorites too, I believe.
That being said, as we go through these lists, you'll see a lot of teams that's pretty much regulars in the top 25. It makes you wonder how much is more of name recognition than anything else, at least to start the season.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about Iowa really. Good defense, but you have to score points.
That was my exact point. Was Iowa?
Yeah,
they're always in that top 25. It seems like no matter what.
And I hope they can be successful. I don't dislike Iowa, but yeah, I don't really disagree with anything else here. I think it's a good spot for all of them. I think North Carolina can finish higher. I'd like to see Tulane end up at the end of the year being better than.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Tulane's known for that defense they got.
Who?
Tulane.
Oh yeah. I like Tulane. I like teams like
Tulane
that.
lost a great running back this year. He's actually playing for the Titans now. Spears. He looked really good in the preseason.
We'll hit the next 5. 20, we've got Oklahoma. 19, Wisconsin. 18, Oregon State. 17, TCU. And 16, Kansas State. Thoughts on these 5?
Oregon State's interesting. They do have Clemson's old quarterback, DJ Uiagalelei.
Ukulele. Yeah, and TCU making the playoffs last year, dropping all the way down to 17.
That has to be making it the championship game. That has to be the biggest drop off for a team ever.
I think it is. I think I saw where it may be the biggest drop off.
They did lose a lot though.
They lost a lot, but still have a hell of a coach, and he'll have them back right in contention again.
Oklahoma's pretty funny to me here, in my opinion. I don't think they really.
They got them. We'll come with another thing with Oklahoma later, but yeah.
It's just odd seeing them that far back to start the season. You're accustomed to seeing Oklahoma at least in the top 12.
Yeah. It's
Again,
just,
name recognition, though.
Wisconsin's kind of low.
you think they're low?
Well, I mean, I don't think they're low. I think it's just usually Wisconsin starts out like ranked 8th or 9th or 10th every year.
Did you just give me a hint on a dual answer? I think you did.
I think
Anyway,
personally, I don't dislike Wisconsin. I wish them well. I like to see Wisconsin do good, but I think they might have a little too much hype this year. Personally,
I think they've always got too much hype. When's the last time? I'm just going to ask a question. When's the last time that Wisconsin has been, right there at the end? I can't seem to remember. They're always talked about.
It was about 5 or 6 years ago. They was really good. All they had to do was win like one game, and they would have been right there to Big Ten
Yeah.
championship. And they, as always, crap the bed.
I mean, great fan base and stuff
Oh,
like
yeah.
that. But
Yeah.
it's just I don't know. They're just this one of them teams you're gonna have to prove it to. I mean,
Got to prove it to everybody.
yeah. Okay, number 15, we've got Oregon. 14, Utah. 13, Corbin's favorite, the Fighting Irish from Notre Dame. 12, we've got Tennessee. And 11, we've got Texas. What's your thoughts on these 5?
Well, we'll save the one we want to talk about for last, I guess.
Yep.
Oregon's got Bo Nix back for like his 29th year in college football.
How old is that guy now?
Like Bobby Boucher, baby.
It seems like we've talked about Bo Nix for
I'll say this:
10 years.
Utah. If Utah, they got Florida at home, and then they got to go to Baylor. If they can beat both them teams, I think you're looking at Utah could contend for maybe a playoff spot in the Pac-12, and go to the playoffs.
Yeah, Oregon is kind of whatever. They're one of them teams that just kind of always beat. I think Utah is a lot better than 14. I think they're going to be better than.
I agree with Utah being better than 14. However, they are a little bit uncertainty at their quarterback position right now. They're going to have a new starting quarterback at least to start the season. And that first game against Florida is going to tell us a whole lot about both of those teams.
Both. Yeah, like last year, whenever Florida was right there, I was like, man, Florida's supposed to be down. So
Of course, outside of the Tennessee-Virginia game, that Florida-Utah game is the one that I've got circled to pay close attention to.
I don't think Texas belongs at 11. I don't think that. I don't think Notre Dame belongs.
In the top 25.
No, I
No.
don't. I mean, they were ready to fire that coach and just start it completely over, and then he finishes kind of strong, and then everybody's they're back.
They got this big bandwagon following, not so much around East Tennessee, but in other places. And Sam Hartman is a quality quarterback, transferred. It's at Notre Dame now, but again, I'm like you. I think they're overrated.
Overrated. Heck, they play tough competition. Sam Houston State University's a tough team.
Ball State in Georgia.
Tennessee thoughts at number 12.
Motivation.
Yep. Motivation.
Yeah, I'm kind of good with like that area, but at the same time, the people in front of us is what.
Tennessee, we talked about it with Wisconsin. Tennessee's got to prove themselves year in and year out, especially with the level of competition that we're going to play.
Yeah, I think this kind of shows that the media kind of doubts Joe, in my opinion.
And I like that fact. I like the fact that they're still overlooking Joe Milton. In
I do
Tennessee.
too. It just kind of gives you, like Corbin said, the motivation. Just all right, we got a little something to prove, And last year we wasn't even on this poll, so
It's always better to play from behind than in front of you.
number 10 we've got Washington. Number 9, Clemson. 8, Florida State. 7, Penn State. 6, USC. Thoughts on these 5?
I'm okay with 3 to 5. I don't see how you put Clemson above Tennessee after what happened in the Orange Bowl.
I agree.
USC, I've preached them on here the past few weeks. I'm a big believer in Caleb Williams in USC this year.
I don't think I know y'all are about USC. I don't think they belong. I just really don't. I don't know. They're just gonna have to prove it to me. I hate them.
I hate them too. I hate them. That's why I didn't mention anything about them, because they're always right there at the end, and returning Caleb Williams and Heisman Trophy winner. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. I know last year he was running for his life and stuff, so we'll see what they do.
Maybe get some more knuckle tattoos.
Yeah, I like Penn State. I think it could be just a touch too high though. Kind of the same with Washington. I think Florida State is kind of ridiculous to hop around Florida State.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is 100%.
They've not really done it. They want them back so bad they can't stand it. And
Media darlings, it's.
and I don't mind Florida State. I'm not a fan, but I don't hate them either. Like it's kind of whatever.
It's almost as if Florida Gators are down, Florida State must be up.
Yeah, they've got to have. Yeah,
Got to have somebody down there, and
I'm surprised they don't have like Miami in there.
That's what I was about to say. Miami's not
Honestly,
on the top 25.
yeah.
All this hype on Miami. Oh, Miami's going to be back this year. And, of course, where's Miami?
I like Penn State. I kind of pull for Penn State, honestly, most games, but I think they might just be a touch. We'll see. I hope they're not. But yeah, Clemson at 9 to me is ridiculous. Tennessee, like if this is 10 through 6, then Tennessee should be in the top 10. Tennessee's better than Clemson.
Better than Washington.
I think definitely better than
Absolutely.
Washington. I don't think Florida State's done anything to they've got some good players, but they've not done anything to.
Now, how early does Texas play Alabama this year?
Is it game? Ooh,
I'd have to look it up.
last year was it game 1 or game 2?
I don't remember. I think it's game 1 because I was actually at my buddy's house watching, and normally I'd be at the Tennessee game. So it had to
Yeah,
be week
because I was
1
watching it here because
because we played on Thursday night.
Texas got a big screw job, in my opinion. Okay, 5 through 1. 5, you've got LSU. 4, you've got Alabama. 3, you've got Ohio State. 2, Michigan, and 1, Georgia. Thoughts on 5 to 1?
Kind of surprising Alabama's put it 4. That's is that the lowest Alabama started on AP poll in a long time?
Yeah, I'm surprised they're not at 1.
They're still too high.
You think so?
Yeah, I said it last week in the duel. I don't think Alabama finishes in the top 8.
I don't have like huge problem with this, but I would say Tennessee belongs in over LSU.
And to answer the question a minute ago, Alabama plays Texas week 2.
Week 2. Yeah, that's one to mark right there. I'm
It was the day
excited.
we played Pittsburgh because I didn't go to the Pittsburgh game last year.
Yeah, it was the same day. It was before we played Pittsburgh. I think it was a noon game or something. I believe.
Something like it was leading into the Tennessee game.
So I think Tennessee belongs in over Alabama too.
I agree.
Alabama huge. I mean, if you like break down the rosters, Alabama's got better, more stars beside the athletes, but they lost a lot, man. And Bryce Young, I don't think Alabama wins. They might win 8, 9 without Bryce Young.
Well, here's gonna be a scary comment. Tennessee has a better coach than Alabama now.
I think I would
In the
agree.
new day and
I would
age.
agree. The new day and age. I mean, I'm not fully.
That's not taking much away from Nick Saban.
I'm not
the greatest
fu-
of all time.
I'm not fully on like Nick Saban, just like gonna be pushing a walker out there in a couple, couple weeks. But I mean, he's losing his edge. You can say what you want to, and it happens to everybody.
That's why he hates this new day and age of
he-
NIL college football.
Complaining about NIL, complaining about. I mean, he said Tennessee's offense was unsafe for defenses. Like, come on, man.
Everybody can do what he's been doing for the past 20 years, just legally now.
I was scared. The players were scared. Like, come on. That's
I look for Nick Saban to kind of end up being like the John Calipari of football now.
It's kinda
Calipari at one
riding-
time was probably the best coach in college basketball, and in his last few years, it's just not. And I can't wait to see if that's the same thing that happens to Nick Saban.
I do believe Nick Saban's the greatest coach in the history of college football.
Absolutely, there's no doubt. How can you deny it?
I'm gonna roll with the general on that one. I think if he
Really?
didn't go to war for 2 different times, I think
Yeah,
I
okay.
think them numbers would be. I got some
wouldn't
good
that be
Alabama
interesting?
jokes for y'all later too. I threw some Alabama jokes in Florida, Alabama, Georgia.
Oh, let's hear it.
But yeah, it's gonna be fun to see how these polls shift in weeks 1 to 2. I'm gonna hit the comment box real fast. Let's see. Kelsey off YouTube says, y'all getting me ready for football on Saturday morning. Good morning, Kelsey. Appreciate all your comments and likes and all that good stuff. Bradley on Facebook says, good morning. Go Big Orange from Fort Myers. Good morning, Bradley.
Hey, thanks for listening all the way down there in Gatorland.
Yeah, fly big Tennessee flag down there. Tim says Joe Milton is going to be a baller. I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. Chris on Facebook says he agrees that USC is always overrated.
That they are.
All right, that was our first main talking point of the day, presented by our friend Taylor Jones at Big Orange Concrete Pumping. Stick with us. After our commercials, we'll play Start Bench Cut. Later, we've got some giveaways. Hit that like button for us. Share this out to your friends. We'll be right back.
Since July of 2021, our student athletes have capitalized on so many NIL opportunities that have been presented to them. Those opportunities exist because of the power of Vol Nation. When you combine the most passionate fan base in the country with the city of Knoxville and our great state, you create the nation's #1 NIL destination for student athletes. There's no better place for our players to build their brands than right here at Tennessee. I encourage all of you to support and donate to Spire Sports and Our Lady Ball Booster Collective. These collectives are here to serve our student athletes the right way in our community. To get involved, please scan this QR code now. It's been an incredible fall for our program, and we are just scratching the surface of what we can accomplish. Let's all do our part to ensure that Tennessee continues to lead the way in name, image, and likeness. Go Big Orange.
He said, and that's why they.
We're good now. All right, that was you got me messed up now. Welcome back to episode 14.
Telling stories in our break.
Telling stories on mute. We are live from the Vols Deep Man Cave. We hope you're having a great Saturday morning. We're live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, hopefully Instagram, not TikTok. Share this out. Hit the like button. We truly appreciate it. Next, we have Start Bench Cut. How this works is I'm going to give a question. We have to rank our answers in order from first to last. Start being 1, cut being last. Y'all ready for Start Bench Cut?
Let's do it.
All right. Each of these teams are considered college football playoff dark horses according to 247 Sports. Start Bench Cut. Who's your order for the college football playoff dark horses? Texas A&M, Oklahoma, Washington.
I'll let you start off, Spo.
Only because of scheduling and process of elimination, I'm going to start Washington. I think their road to the playoff is easier than the other two. That being said, I'm going to bench Oklahoma for the exact same reason, and I'm going to cut Texas A&M. I just think that they're looking at 3 losses on their schedule at least, one being to Tennessee.
I got the same exact order. Texas A&M, like I've said, Jimbo is going to be gone.
I've got the same order too, so that's yeah. I think the easiest start is Washington. I still don't think they make it. Kind of a toss up between Oklahoma and Texas A&M, but like Spurs said, I'm going to roll with the kind of who has the easiest path. That's definitely not Jimbo.
I'll say this: the Pac-12 looks better than the Big Ten does.
I don't disagree right now. There's, yeah, the Pac 6 or whatever they are right now.
Pac-
Pack
two.
6. Yeah. Yeah, they're holding on by the threads, baby. All right, question 2. This week in 1977, the king of rock and roll, Elvis Presley. Love Elvis, man. He passed away. Start bench cut these Elvis songs: Jailhouse Rock, Love Me Tender, American Trilogy.
Go ahead, Corbin. I'll let you do this one.
Well, I'm going to start Jailhouse Rock, and I'm going to have to cut the others because Spanky's going to hate me, and a lot of people is going to hate on me. But I don't know any other Elvis Presley
You're
songs.
going to have to start Googling.
Do some research there, Corbin. No, I'm kidding. I also start Jailhouse Rock. It's one of the most iconic Elvis songs, and I've used it many times in for the Ice Bears DJing. It's a good penalty song on your way to the penalty box, Jailhouse Rock. So I've used that one many times. Love Me Tender, I played it a lot in a lot of weddings, and I'm going to bench that one, so I'll cut an American Trilogy.
Oh, man.
I know it.
I'm starting American Trilogy.
There it is.
Chill Bumps. Now the live version is better than the studio version. If you look up Elvis Presley, American Trilogy, Madison Square Garden, oh man, it don't get no
I'll
better
check
than
it
that. I wonder if Spank's listening. He'll be all fired up. Gonna bench Love Me Tender, good love song, and I'm gonna cut Jailhouse Rock. Great song.
Spank.
To me though, like I like the mid to late Elvis.
Right.
Like Jailhouse Rock just reminds me of just young Elvis, which I like, but
While we're talking about Elvis, I had to give a shout out to a good friend of mine, Mr. Jim Miller. He come to the fairgrounds in Morgan County and does a fantastic Elvis impersonation. So,
really, I had no idea. I have to check that out one
Yeah.
time. Chris from Facebook says he agrees. American Trilogy. Landon off YouTube says Elvis is the GOAT. Hey, what's up, Landon? That's an Arkansas fan. I think me and him exchanged some funny comments the other day.
Shooey.
Chris says he loves it off Facebook. All right, start bench cut question 3. The official Madden 24 rankings are out. These players are ranked 99 overall. Start bench cut these players in real life: Aaron Donald, Justin Jefferson, Travis Kelce.
That is one tough question to answer. So I've done the best that I could with this, and my start is going to be Travis Kelce, because I think he is perhaps one of the greatest tight ends that's ever played the game. Arguably, him, maybe Gronkowski's right on that same level in his prime. So I'm starting Travis Kelce. I'm going to bench Aaron Donald. He's dominant on that defensive line, and I'm cutting Justin Jefferson, even though I think he's probably wide receiver 1 in NFL this year. I think we've had many wide receiver 1s.
I'm going to start Travis Kelce. I love Travis Kelce. I think he's one of the best in the NFL.
Have you seen that video of him when the ref throws a flag at him? He turns around and throws his towel back at him.
Yeah,
That's
great stuff.
hilarious, man. He gets ejected, but that's
Yeah.
funny. Sorry, that just cracks me up.
I'm going to bench Justin Jefferson. I like Justin Jefferson, great wide receiver. And I'll have to cut Aaron Donald. Did you see where Aaron Donald got in a fight a couple days ago?
I didn't.
They had that Rams-Raiders joint practice,
Was
first play of practice. He was over there like fighting.
it
fighting or
a
something.
Raiders player or his own teammate?
I reckon he's a Raiders player.
Okay.
That would be a mistake.
Because there is a lot of like teammate fighting too going on right now. So I've got the same order as Spur. Travis Kelce is just unreal, consistent, solid. Aaron Donald, I'd hate playing against him. I definitely hate fighting him. But you know where he is at all times. You know, especially on Madden. I'm always like adding some protection or something over there. I love Justin Jefferson, but gonna have to cut him. Sucks to put somebody like this on the bench, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Question 4 of Start Bench Cut: who wins this Sunday at Watkins Glen? Chase Elliott, Kyle Larson, Martin Truex.
Corbin, you're the NASCAR expert. Go right ahead, buddy.
Start Chase Elliott.
I
He's
put this on there just for Corbin.
Yeah.
he's the king of Watkins Glen. Who else we got? Oh, Truex, bench him. He's a great road course racer. He could always win. He's very strong right now. And cut Kyle Larson. He's been kind of cold. He ain't won since April, and he's not a road course racer at all.
What's funny is I have the exact same order, and I did a little bit of NASCAR research. Corbett, correct me if I'm wrong. Doesn't Chase Elliott need to win to get into the playoffs?
He does. If he doesn't win this week or next week, he is not going to make it in the playoffs. But this is going to be his best week and
Yeah,
opportunity.
this is his opportunity because he is a road course expert, so to speak. So I definitely start Chase Elliott. NASCAR, he's one of their stars and merchandise sellers anyway. So the powers that be in NASCAR is going to want to see him and win as well. Martin Truex Jr. has won numerous road course races, so he is my bench. And just like you said, Kyle Larson, I haven't heard the name much mentioned this year, so he's my cut.
People's acting like he's like a terrible driver now.
See, I know a little
Larson?
bit about NASCAR.
Lawson, and he's won like the second most races in the past like 5 years combined. Everybody's like, well, he's not that good.
I'm gonna start Chase Elliott. Just a lot of pressure on him to get this done the next 2 weeks. I'm gonna bench Truex, and then I'm gonna cut Larson. So we all have the same order there as well. All right, last question for start bench cut. When is the last time Tennessee football has had this much optimism in the preseason? Last year, 2022, or 2016, or 2005?
I was trying to think. This one was
This
hard.
could be
this-
this
this
could be
are-
personal, just personal feelings or
Yeah, personal feelings. I start 2016, I think. I'm having to dig back because there's been some terrible memories between now and then. But I was pretty hyped up there for good old, I believe it's the Butch Jones days. We're going to talk about one of those players here in a little bit. I'm going to bench 2022. I was very excited leading into last year, and it just got better and better as the season went on. And I'm cutting 2005.
I'm going to start 2022.
Are you?
Just we're out of the way of. I remember last season going into it, I was talking all this crap to everybody, like, "Oh, we're going to be good, we're going to be great," and everybody's like, "It's going to be same old Tennessee. It's going to lose. You go 6-6. You won't even make a bowl game probably. You know, people just always the way they are." And but 2016, I'll bench it. I remember I had about the same feeling for 2016 going in as I did 2022. About the same feeling, and we had a great year in 2016. And 2005, I'll cut it because I was probably just in the second grade. I don't know.
2016, man, you beat Florida, you beat Georgia, and you still lose the East. But I'm starting 2016 as well. You had Dobbs, you had Hurd, you had Jennings, you had Derek Barnett, you had Marquez Callaway, Josh Malone, John Kelly, you had Mosley, you had Jalen Reeves-Maben, you had Alvin Kamara, you had Rashad Golden, the Wolf brothers,
Had Alvin
could you
Kamara, but we
imagine?
didn't even
Corey
play him.
Vereen,
Oh, my God.
Batuli, Evan Berry, Josh Smith, Cam Sutton, Todd Kelly Jr. Man, what a loaded,
Could
what
you
a loaded
imagine
roster.
having that with his coaching staff?
Imagine Josh Heupel with
Oh my gosh!
I would just like to see him with Alvin Kamara.
Yeah,
Seems like it's just yesterday we had that whole team.
yeah. It's hard to believe it's been 8 years already.
Yeah, then Butch Lyle Jones has to really put a nail in a coffin for us that
He
year.
had a few bricks that year, that's for sure.
Yeah. Then I'm gonna bench 2022. I was stoked after the 21 season. I mean, just so many highlights, so many bright spots in
And
2021.
the Music City Bowl left a bad taste in your
Yeah.
mouth, and you just wanted more.
You could just see. I don't know. You could just see the potential, I guess, that year. 2005, I was like 12. As a kid, or that whole, I guess, age for me, I was excited every year. Like I had no idea what was going on. You know, like the inside or whatever. But every year, man, we was going all the way, and so that's the only reason I'm gonna have to cut to just age purposes, I guess.
Way to make me feel old there, Luke.
Ricky Wayne with a good comment on Facebook.
Ricky Wayne, what's it? Douglas on YouTube. He says 2016 as well would be his start. Ricky Wayne on Facebook. What's up, man? I'm actually about to use your cup for something here in a little bit. I'll bench any team that Butch Jones coached. They had a good 2016 despite him. 100%, man.
Hey.
That roster was loaded.
But at
Butch
that
good recruit.
time, At that time, we was all on board with Butch Jones.
At
Let's
20
be honest about it.
Yeah. Oh man, I was. I mean,
Yeah.
I wasn't as on board as I am with Hype, but
Right.
I was all about his little gimmicks
Yeah,
and stuff.
Butch,
The-
Butch could recruit. It's just whenever he said we was the champions of life, that was a nail in his coffin that day.
Champions alive.
Champions of
When he said that we have
5-star.
five, might be like 3-star recruit, but we got 5-star hearts.
Oh my God.
Man, eye discipline, like man,
that made the #1 biggest blooper of the 2010s ever
That's
on
embarrassing.
ESPN.
that and then the whole trash can junk. Like everybody's got the chains and wrestling belts they put on them. We're like dunking balls and try like.
What do you mean wrestling belts? I mean, I got one right here, but
Yeah, but man, it wasn't even like a good trash can either. It's like cheap.
it was like an old person trying to be hip. Let's be honest.
Before we hit commercial, Landon on YouTube asked who's y'all's least favorite coach. Do you mean in like
Now or
now
Tennessee?
You talking about
or-
Tennessee? Yeah, you talking about just overall, just Tennessee coach or Douglas on YouTube says 2016 teams still have a lot of players in the NFL. Just shows you how bad of a job Butch Jones did of coaching. 100%. I mean, we didn't even use Alvin Kamara until Jalen Hurt.
Yeah.
Like he quits the team or whatever, and then that's whenever like, oh well, we got Alvin Kamara. And then he just destroys Texas A&M. I mean,
Then he's going to the NFL and becomes the top NFL
Yeah.
running back.
Let's also, that 2016 year, we
Butch
we
could
had
recruit. I'll give him that. He could recruit. But
we faced a brutal schedule that year, and injuries did pile up. But still, he had to go.
James on Facebook says, "What's up? Hey, what's up, man? How you doing? Loving all your pictures and your videos on the band and stuff like that. Hope your family's doing well." Landon asked on YouTube the Tennessee coaches, who's our least favorite. I got to go Jeremy Pruitt,
Oh God,
Least favorite?
least favorite.
least favorite.
God,
For what he done, Jeremy Pruitt. But I was not a Dooley fan at all.
I couldn't stand Derek Dooley. But
Both
yeah,
of them are doofuses. Both of them
I
was
just see
doofuses.
Jeremy Pruitt, and I've seen with that net gator that's supposed to be around his mouth, and he's got it like over top of his head, and like this part showing.
That's literally what I was thinking.
Like that.
of
Every time
whenever you
somebody
said
says
his
Jeremy
name.
Pruitt, that's what.
and at least Dooley seemed somewhat personable. Pruitt just seemed like just a jerk. I didn't like anything about Jeremy Pruitt.
100% agree
He's
with you.
a PE coach now.
Yeah, PE coach.
coach.
Back with his dad. I think his mom is like a teacher there too.
I mean,
so.
I bought a pair of those Derek Dooley pants at one time. So
I like
the
that.
big orange pants.
Oh, he could score. He could score points if, but I mean, we'd score 60 and get beat by 61.
Couldn't
you know,
stop anybody, but
yeah. And then the LSU game that really done it for me. When we had like 13 players on the field. Like, come on now.
Oh yeah.
Marty on Facebook says, "Go Vols, go Vols, Marty." Kelsey says Pruitt all day on YouTube as well. All right, we're going to be right back. We have our second main talking point of the day presented by Trident Hydro Clean. We're live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. Share this out with your friends. Big giveaway coming out next. Or soon, I shouldn't say next. Trident Hydro Clean, your exterior home cleaning professionals, house, roof, driveway, concrete, gutters, and much more. Trident Hydro Clean, 865-363-8815. They've been in business for 5 years, and they have a 5-star Google rating and a 5-star Facebook rating. Call Jacob today. Give your house, driveway, and or patio the care it deserves. 100% satisfaction guarantee. See the difference between a professional and amateur cleaning. That's 865-363-8815. And we're back. We've got our second main talking point of the day presented by Trident Hydro Clean. Jacob Haney, thank you for sponsoring this segment. ESPN announced their top 10 playoff contenders. I'll go down this list, and you all feel free to chime in whenever you want. Let us know in the comments what you think as well. Ohio State Buckeyes. This is no particular order, just random assortment.
Ohio State. Yeah, they'd be in contention for it. They always are.
And it's going to be them or Michigan, one or the other, if not both, in the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm good with it. I got the same notes wrote down as well. It's going to be them or Michigan, and I don't think both's going to make it this year like last year. Next on the list, Georgia Bulldogs.
Until someone proves it wrong, the Georgia's going to be right there.
Yep.
Yeah, can't argue it.
Can't argue it.
I do think they're going to take a step back, but I'm good with it. You can't not put them on the list right
We
now.
said it last week. Georgia does not three-peat this year.
Yeah, 100%.
That ain't happened in 75 years probably.
Number 3 on the list, Alabama Crimson Tide.
Alabama's going to the Orange Bowl this year. They're not going to the playoffs.
Alabama, yeah, they're going to compete for it. Them and Auburn be a good game.
Yeah, I don't.
Them and Texas be a good game.
Yeah, it'd be a really good game. I'm gonna give you a hot take. I think Texas knocks them off early.
I'm
It's
good
at,
with it.
It's at Texas, ain't it?
No, it's
No,
at
it's at
Alabama.
Alabama.
Yep, it sure is. But I think Texas gets it done. I really do. For the ones just joining, we're talking about ESPN's top 10 playoff contenders. Number 4 on the list, the Texas Longhorns.
Once they beat Alabama, that puts them in playoff contention. And if they can go through their schedule unscathed, then they actually have a chance, believe it or not.
Yeah, like you said, Alabama's going to be their big key. If they can beat Alabama, their schedule's not too bad being in the Big 12. So they'd have Oklahoma, which is the Red River rivalry. So
Do they play TCU this year? Texas play TCU? I had to look at their schedule.
Unsure.
I have no idea.
I've got no one. I mean, I do think win or if they beat Alabama, I think that that they're going to be talked about a lot. But I don't think preseason they belong in the top 10, personally. But number 5 on the list, Michigan Wolverines.
This is Harbaugh's make or break year, I believe.
Think so?
I think so. You know, the hype is there yet again. And how many times could Michigan go through what they've been going through and not make the playoffs? So it's 2023 or bust for Harbaugh.
Yeah, I agree with that statement because they can be put in a situation where it's like Wisconsin and Penn State, like always there, just can't get there.
Yeah, Michigan. I don't really have any issues. I believe, like we said a minute ago, it's going to be either them or Ohio State. But I mean, they belong in the top 10. I think
Yeah, for
it's
sure.
It's going to be one of the two. Then we got USC Trojans. I know where y'all going to stand on this one.
Oh yeah,
Can we just skip them? No. Caleb Williams, returning Heisman Trophy candidate. The Pac-6. Should it be the top 10, perhaps?
I think it's going to be tough for USC. I believe they deserve to be on there for sure. I think Utah and Washington is going to be some tough opponents for them.
I'm going to give you a no. I'm going to give you a hell no. Overrated. Hate Lincoln Riley. Hate USC. Get them out of my top 10. Then we got Clemson Tigers.
Only because they're
Their
playing in
division.
a weak ACC. It's the only reason why I give them a chance of making the playoffs.
Yeah, I looked at their schedule the other day, and it is bad. Like, they play nobody, like, all year long. So they can, like, cakewalk if they want to.
Their toughest games are Florida State and South Carolina.
That's it. That's
North Carolina, maybe.
North Carolina, yeah.
If they're playing well.
But the rest is like Duke and Virginia, and you got like I don't even know. I don't consider Florida State that good, so
Yeah, because of their division, I think this is okay. Like Spurs said, but I don't think they're going to make the top 4. I don't think they're going to make. I think they kind of finish like they did last year.
Yeah, I agree.
For
We've seen how that ended up for them.
Yeah. For the ones just joining, we're talking about ESPN's top 10 playoff contenders going into the preseason. Next, we've got the LSU Tigers.
I look for LSU to win the West. I think they're going to be above Alabama. I think they're going to be in the playoffs yet again.
I don't think they win the West. I think they'd be really good, but I don't see them competing for no playoffs at all.
I would like to see them win it over Bama. They're just one of them teams that kind of slip up, in my opinion. Well, not one of them teams. I think Kelly is one of them coaches
I can't
that
argue
slip
that
up.
either.
I can't speak for their past because they've been really good. But they do belong in the top 10. Let's be honest, SEC teams are the safest bets here.
Yeah.
And LSU, you've got the Bulldogs, and then Alabama, and Tennessee. I mean, that's going to be your safest bets in the SEC. Notre Dame, Fighting Irish.
Yeah, they deserve it.
You think that?
You know why they deserve it?
Why do they deserve it, Corbin?
Because ESPN's going to be up their ass all year long, and they're going to be beating Sam Houston State and University of Texas El Paso and like Hampton University or Navy or Army or somebody like that. So
Rome-
yeah, they just cakewalk and just walk into the
I think
playoffs.
they open up with like Rhode State. I think.
Do they?
Yeah.
Dang.
At home.
Yeah. Yeah, just know all the eye roll emojis that you can type.
They're
So
overhyped.
so annoying, man.
Yeah.
It's-
Overhyped. If you're a Notre Dame fan, I'm sorry, but they've not been relevant in a while, in my opinion.
I would give them credit if they was in the actual conference.
Yeah.
You know, but whenever you play nobodies all year and you just schedule these little teams and you play like, two good teams all year, like join a conference. They're going to have to join
I
somebody.
think they're going to have to do something. Yeah, they're gonna
They've
have to do
joined the
something.
ACC in basketball. Join them in football as well. I'd be okay with Notre Dame in the ACC.
Bring them to the SEC.
They don't want that.
Yeah, they were crucifying this team for 75% of the year last year, and then now they're just all about them because they finished kind of strong.
Because they got a transfer quarterback.
And then the last on the list, Oklahoma Sooners.
No,
No,
no.
I don't see it yet.
I don't either. Another media bias, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
One of them teams they just have to keep
That, you know,
relevant, I guess, is the get them out of my top 10. So thoughts overall on this list?
It's not a bad list. Like, this is probably going to be your contenders for the but they did leave Tennessee off the list.
it gives us stuff to talk about. You know, we're so hyped up for football this year that just having these lists gives us
It
talking
does.
points and makes things interesting. See how well ESPN can predict the future.
Yeah, it's not like god awful or nothing, but just a lot of media bias, in my opinion. But like you said, this don't really matter. I mean, it just kind of like something to kind of go by. You know, it's going to be fun to see where this list ends up at.
Well, you
And
got to
hit-
remember also, they throw some of these names in there just to get you talking. Because the more you talk,
Oh yeah, like,
the more attention they get.
oh yeah, got to get the comments, and-
Ratings.
ratings. Yeah, gonna hit comments before we go to our next little talking point here. Tim on Facebook says Michigan makes it to the playoffs this year. Clemson is a no. I can't stand Clemson. I agree with you, Tim. I think Michigan. I think they're going to beat Ohio State for 3 years in a row.
After for so long.
Yeah, I think they're going to do it, and I agree with on the I agree on the Clemson talk too. See, Clemson, I used to whenever they first started getting, I didn't mind them that much, but if you break down the recruiting areas and stuff, they really take a lot from Tennessee. Like they pull a lot of all the kids that Tennessee used to get. They was getting. I don't know about now, but Dennis on YouTube says don't sleep on Duke. To possibly beat Clemson. Duke was a 9-win team last year and returned quite a bit. I would gladly pull for Duke to
He is
beat
right.
Clemson.
Duke had a great year
Yeah.
last year.
They sure did. And former Tennessee offensive coordinator and should have been the next head coach, Dave Cutcliffe, kind of put him back on the map, in my
did.
opinion. Landon on YouTube says he thinks LSU is overrated this year. I don't know. I think they are a little bit. I think they've got to prove some stuff.
I thought LSU was overrated last year, and we proved that.
Yeah.
I'm not a Brian Kelly fan, so
I wish the SEC was set up where the best two teams go, not the one out of each, because we would have been there. We would have been in Atlanta last year.
It will be soon enough.
But Landon, like I said, he's an Arkansas fan. I will say this, man. Arkansas is one of them teams out of the West that I pull for. Unless, like, it's a weird circumstance, I usually pull for Arkansas to beat anybody. And then Dennis says on YouTube says Notre Dame with Sam Hartman will shock some people. They won't make a playoff, but a 9 to 10 win team. I do agree with that. They'll probably win 9-10 games probably.
Yeah.
But
And Ricky Jones, mentions that Notre Dame has that contract with NBC, and
Yeah.
that's probably why they're not joining the conference because they get all that TV money.
that's
And I understand
that's a very
that,
good
but-
point. Yeah.
It is.
they got a new thing. They done it, I think, once last year. they're putting some games exclusive this year of Notre Dame on Peacock.
Are they?
And I don't know if they're going to do it this year, but I think they are. They make you pay $5 to watch the Notre Dame game, kind of like a pay-per-view.
On top of the regular subscription.
Yes. That's the day. That's the way.
Pay $5 to watch them play Roan State.
On the cock.
And that's not a good thing either, because that's kind of the way television is going.
Yeah.
Landon also says on YouTube, surprised that Texas A&M is not up there because they always have them overrated. Do agree with him there. They're all about some Jimbo. Chris off Facebook says, "Go Bama."
Forget him. Roll on over Chris Ballard. That's my golf buddy, by the way. Chris is a great guy.
okay.
So thank you for joining us on the podcast, buddy.
Either way, I was going to agree with what you said. Kimberly off Facebook said, "What do you all think about ESPN's statement that Joe Milton is the number one most important player to the college football playoff?"
Wow, that's.
I mean, I think. I don't know about number one, but they're definitely right.
he's certainly number one to Tennessee.
He's a priority. I mean, you got to match somewhat of what Hooker did last year. Now, I don't think he's going to have as much pressure on him as Hooker did, because I think we've got depth in certain spots that we didn't have it last year. Especially defensively. So
A lot of people forget too that Joe Milton has 0 interceptions.
Josh Heupel said he's not through interception since
And something else that we haven't talked. We talked about Joe Milton.
like in practice he's not through any.
We've talked about Joe Milton's arm a lot. Joe Milton might be a better runner than Hendon Hooker is, and we have not mentioned his legs at all. But
As long as he gets the confidence to do it, I think. Like, of course, you can't bring up past or whatever, but like in 2021, like a little DB would come up and he would just just slow her down because you're gonna truck him. The top ESPN has also announced their top 10 100 college football players entering 2023. Man, imagine trying to make this list. That'd be hard. But the top 10 are number 1, Caleb Williams, USC. 2, Brock Bowers, Georgia. Can't argue that. 3, Marvin Harrison Jr., Ohio State. 4, Harold Perkins Jr., LSU. 5, Drake May, North Carolina. 6, Michael Penix Jr., Washington. 7, Blake Corum, Michigan. 8, Jordan Travis, Florida State. 9, Jared Verse, Florida State. Man, why didn't he go to the NFL? And then 10, you've got Michael Williams to Georgia. I'm not going to go through all 100. But Joe was on this list at number 76. Is this too low, too high, or about right for Joe Milton?
way too low, and I love it because of that.
Way too low. He's the only Tennessee player on the list too, ain't
Yep.
he?
He is the only Tennessee player in the top 100.
Yeah, I don't know. Milton's only like you all said, only Tennessee player to make this list. Top 100's tough. You're basically like taking every team in college football and combining it into one team.
How do you do that?
I'm glad Joe made the list, and I really think that this is about right for him, just because he still has a lot to prove. You know what I mean? Like, the hype's huge, but he still got to put it all together, and I'm excited for Joe. And
I think when the season's over, we'll see Joe in the top 20 of this list.
I could agree.
When the final top 100 comes out, Joe Milton's going to be in the top 20.
If he stays healthy and everything, I could definitely see that. I do think a Tennessee wide receiver belongs on this list.
I also think Aaron Beasley belongs on the list.
I got Aaron Beasley wrote down as well. I think he's definitely one of the best linebackers in the country. And I mean, you could go with Brew or Ramel or of course Dante ain't showed anything yet, but he's going to be special. Maybe even Squirrel. I mean, Squirrel put up some big numbers against Clemson. All right, let's have a little bit of fun with this one, and we're gonna need some help in the comments here as we go. We've talked about this before, mainly me and Corbin, but next week starts our college football pick'em. So week 0, we might as well just go ahead and get started. Have we decided yet, and we can vote on it or whatever, but the loser has to do something. The loser of the pick'em has to do something. So
This sounds like video segments.
Are we
somewhere.
gonna
We're gonna do vignettes?
Are we gonna do this on a weekly basis, like the loser of each week, or are we gonna do this like grand finale, the end of the year?
As long as you don't put me in the hospital, just about like Tommy's podcast did with that one chip challenge.
I'm not eating anything too hot.
And Spanky says he's not eating anything too hot, so I guess we're gonna have to rule the hot stuff out. So what do y'all think? Just like each week somebody's got to do something, or do you want to do at the like the overall record at the end? Somebody has to do something.
No, let's make it fun. Let's make it a weekly segment.
Yeah,
and-
weekly segment.
Yeah.
We'll let the fans come up with
Yeah,
the listeners. They can come up with what we do. Like we'll make a post, or you can comment and just
do a poll.
yeah.
Get some fan interaction.
All right, so we've got weekly, and then are you wanting to do like the loser really has to do something at the end, like bigger than the weeklies, like the overall loser?
How about this? I'll put my money where my mouth is. The loser has to donate $100 to their charity of choice.
Okay, we could do that.
I ain't losing, so I'm the greatest of all time.
I think Spanky's losing.
Yeah, well, yeah. Sorry, Spank.
I think you go ahead and start saving your quarters up.
That's
Spank.
just a suggestion. A donation on behalf of the Vols Deep podcast to a local charity. I think would be a good thing.
Yeah, week to week would definitely be more entertaining and
Yeah.
make for good content. I'm up for what? Yeah, so we can do that. We need to come up with, I guess, or add up the total amount of weeks that through playoffs and all that stuff. We're gonna do bowl games and everything, or
Yeah. Look, I run a pick'ems myself with me and my friends, and we do the entire bowl games. Every one of them counts as 1 week.
yeah, we can do that, and yeah, we can.
Mine's set up. I do 5 high school, 5 college, and 5 NFL games a week.
Yeah, we can figure that out, and then we'll have to just figure out how many punishments that we're gonna have to put in that hat, and then I think each then we could, just each week the loser draws it out, and we have to go do it. We've had some pretty good recommendations. Dalton Roberts said the Waffle House challenge.
What is
Can't
the
remember
Waffle House
he's gonna have
challenge?
to let me know, but basically you got to be at Waffle House for 24 hours. But for each pancake, or no, is it each waffle?
Each waffle.
Yeah, I don't have pancakes there. Each waffle that you eat, you get an hour knocked off of that time. I think I could put down 24 waffles,
Yeah.
especially if I'm drinking.
You can't drink at Waffle House.
I don't think they really care what you do at
They
Waffle
don't care
House.
what you do at Waffle House.
So we've had that. Eating hot stuff, I guess we'll knock that off the list since we've got unwilling people. We also have one to jump in the Tennessee River.
Well,
We kind of
you've
already did that.
been in there. Corbin
But
can't
that-
swim. We found that out.
But it was gonna suck if it's December or something, and that
I like
gets
the
pulled.
idea. That's fun.
Okay, jump in the
How
Tennessee River.
about this, Luke? How about the loser has to do a punishment or make a donation to a charity each week? To get out of their punishment. They
Oh,
can
to
make a
get out of
donation.
there. Okay. Okay, we could. What's the donation amount?
Let's do small. 'Cause
Like
we're
25
poor.
or something?
Like $25
Okay.
to a charity.
We can do that. I think Spanky's gonna be donating a bunch. Let me hit the comment box here and get some. Let's see here. Mark on Facebook says, "Good morning to all. Go Gators. Love you, Justin."
Hey, it's Avery.
Chris on Facebook says he loves us. Chris Ballard. Chris Johnson on Facebook says, "Get out of here with that." Mark Avery says, "Great video, chomp chomp. You all have a great panel." James Fair on Facebook says, "Ice bath challenge." That's pretty good. I'll write that one down.
Yeah, I'm good with
Ice
that.
bath challenge, a
Ice
good one.
bath, yeah, that's a good
Banana
one.
mayonnaise sandwich.
Avery says
I'll
banana
eat that.
berries, yep.
A what?
Banana mayo sandwich.
Kimberly says weekly.
That's Dillard Hart Jr. right there, isn't it?
Well, what's up, Jamie? I appreciate you being so nice to us on
Had-
YouTube.
I had 2 people throw that out.
Yep.
Banana and mayonnaise. I'm allergic to bananas, so I have to donate, I guess.
We'll come. We'll do Oreos and pickle juice for you,
Oh yeah.
which is really good, by the way.
Banana mayo sandwich. All right.
We'll talk about these punishments off the air as well, and we'll come up with something. And
Jamie on YouTube says pierce your nipples.
don't know about all that. I still got to get a tattoo, and you know I'm going to Oxblood Tattoo to get my tattoo, Luke.
We need to do a live show that when you're doing it. That'd be cool.
Let's do it. I'm
That'd
game.
be cool.
My nipples are so small, I don't even know if you could pierce a dang thing.
Oh, we can get something in there. James says each week Ice Bash Challenge, then grand finale charity donation. I like that, James. Chris Johnson says with pepper.
With pepper.
All right, let me figure out where we're at here. Yeah, what do you all think about like dyeing your hair orange? Like not permanent, but like the stuff stays in there like 2 days, 3 days.
Unfortunately,
I'll have to donate because
unfortunately my
got some
work won't
beautiful
allow me to
hair.
do that. So I had to be careful as to what I could do with my.
They wouldn't like you coming in there like orange beard and
No, as much as I'd love to, I can't do that.
dance on the street corner for 30 minutes.
I'll do that. If you get me drunk enough, I'll do it.
We do it every Saturday in England
take
anyway.
we'll take that big JBL boom box and go to them somewhere on Kingston Pike. And just
Maybe
throw down.
drop us off in the middle of Georgia in our UT checkered overalls.
I don't want to die.
Make us hitchhike in like 3 miles in Georgia with our checkered overalls while someone watches.
This one
That'd
says
be pretty funny.
hold the door open like a door greeter for an hour at a random store.
I like
That's a good one.
I like
That's funny out there.
That'd be pretty funny.
Write that down. That's funny.
Walk backwards throughout like the store while you're shopping, like the whole time.
If they only seen some of the crap that myself and my buddies Ryan and Josh did at the Orange Bowl. We done this just for fun.
Lunch on the loser. That one's a pretty good one. This one, embarrassing social media post.
Whatever.
It'd be pretty funny. All right. So also we're gonna be doing a Vols Deep Fantasy League. Not the type of fantasy that Corbin usually does, but Spur, Corbin, y'all probably manage or together or whatever, help manage that. So if y'all want to do y'all want to do y'all want to do money involved or
I've got 5 slots available for the fantasy league right now.
okay.
NFL fantasy.
Yep.
I'll let you manage it.
So
'cause
look,
I've got
if
enough.
you're interested in joining our fantasy league, look me up on Facebook and we'll come up with guidelines and stuff. We'll probably do a draft early, not this week, but early next week before the season starts.
That'd be cool. Yeah, message us or something if you're interested in fantasy football. Are you wanting to do? Is it money or is it just for fun?
We'll discuss
Okay.
with the people that want to join. And
Okay.
We get a trophy made.
we may
Vols
get
Deep trophy.
a belt made. Luke.
That'd be cool. We definitely have to do money then.
Yeah.
I think a Madden tournament would be cool too. Y'all
Madden
play-
tournament.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Mark, James says embarrassing things in public. Let's see. Mark says he'll be the DJ for the dance party that for the street. Got a couple people say they want in on fantasy. Dennis on YouTube and James on Facebook. And so we'll be right back. We got the duel after this message. We'll see if Spur can hold on to that belt.
Oh, this 10 pounds of gold here.
This is probably the most entertaining part of the episode. So yeah, we'll be right back after this commercial. Y'all stick with us. Share this out if you don't care.
Megan's Cleaning Services is here to meet all of your home cleaning needs. From a basic clean to a deep clean, from a one-time clean to a bi-weekly clean. Megan's Cleaning Service is here for you. We provide residential, commercial, and rental cleanings for the best prices. Serving Knox, Anderson, Scott, Roane, and Morgan counties. Give me a like on my Facebook page. My phone number is 423-539-7266. Again, that's Megan's Cleaning Services at 423-539-7266. Thank you.
All right.
All right, and we're back. Next, we've got the duel. The duel is presented by Premier Excavation. Travis and Tori Duncan. Thank you all very much for sponsoring this segment. So we've got the Spur, what's this, 2-week champion?
That's right. 2 weeks
And
Pushing
we've
toward
got
my
Corbin.
68 days.
Corbin was the former how many day champion?
63 days, and I'm about to get that dang thing back.
Keyword former.
Basically, these two are going to battle it out over a few tough questions. The winner gets bragging rights in that belt. How we've done this the last 2 episodes, going to make it 3 now. You all vote. We've got 5 questions. Whoever you all think answered the questions the best, who you agree with more, make sure you vote in the comments. Let us know, and then that is going to determine our winner. Question number 1. Who do you want to go first since you're champion? You want to take it or you want to
Ask the question.
ask the
We'll answer
question
it.
first? Okay. All right, give me 2 teams who were not in the ESPN top 10 chances to make the college football list who you think can make the college football playoff.
Listen, Corbin and I is going to agree on one. One of them's Tennessee. He's going to agree with that. I'm going to agree with that. So let's skip that part and just go straight to the other team. It's going to be the Utah Utes. Utah has a fantastic opportunity to make the playoffs. They're playing in that weak Pac-6 division. They're going to get by USC. I think Caleb Williams is going to be completely overrated this year. He's a Heisman Trophy winner that's got nasty words printed on his knuckles. He's not going to make it through the year. Utah's going to get by Florida week 1, and they're going to be right there at the end. And I like Utah Utes to make the playoffs.
How about old Penn State? They're going to come in this
Penn
year.
State?
Penn
They're,
State.
they're already in the top 10. It said outside the top 10.
They
Read the question.
They ain't in the top 10.
They're in
Penn
the top
State.
10.
No, they're not.
You talk about the ESPN top 10?
Yeah, the ESPN top 10.
Ah, okay. I'll give you that then.
Pay attention, pal.
Oh, yeah, they're in the top 10 in the polls.
Yeah, Penn State, they're in the weaker part of the Big Ten. And Ohio State and Michigan, they're in the same division. And whoever wins that game is going to go to the Big Ten championship. And Penn State's going to go to the Big Ten championship. Penn State's going to have a hell of a year. You watch and see. And they're going to end up beating either Michigan or Ohio State and going to the college football playoff.
That wouldn't upset me one bit.
No, I would love to see
I'd love
that.
to see that. Yeah.
They got a hell of a fan base. I'll give them credit.
I like Penn State. But let's go ahead and talk about the other one since it's 2. Is your second one Tennessee just like mine is?
Oh, hell yeah. of course.
Absolutely. Tennessee is going to beat Alabama. Tennessee is going to beat Florida. Tennessee is going to beat Georgia and be in the SEC championship game for a shot at going to the college football playoffs, and we're going to be right there.
And South Carolina. Don't forget that.
It's South Carolina. That's overlooked. Yeah.
Full-
24 points.
All right. Question number 2. Does Tennessee have 2 1,000-yard receivers this year or 2 1,000-yard rushers this year? Which one's more likely?
Receivers. It's so hard to get yards rushing nowadays in football. It's a passing game anymore.
I actually agree with Corbin. I think we have 2 1,000-yard receivers. We have, of course, we're going to spread the ball around, and we have 4 NFL quality receivers that's going to get a ton of yardage. Injuries are going to play a part in that as well. We don't want to see any injuries, but they're bound to happen at some point or another. I like. We may have a 1,000-yard receiver and a 1,000-yard rusher.
I can see both receiver and a rusher. How many will Joe Milton have rushing this year? That'd be a good question. I think he'll have quite a few.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard with this. Not necessarily the offense, because Tennessee did in all their wins they averaged like 170 rush yards last year. So,
I'm just going to call it. I
but
think
when you've got this many good running backs, it's going to be hard to.
to spread the wealth.
Yeah.
I think Thornton as well as Brew are both going to have 1,000 yards this year.
All right, question number 3. With the news coming out about one of the biggest sports movies of all time, The Blind Side, which side is telling the truth? Michael Orr or the Tooley family?
The Tooley family. And I only say that because Michael Orr he's just trying to stay relevant by this point. I wasn't a fan of him when he was playing for Baltimore. Great movie. It's not always 100% true in the movie, but then again, he's just trying to stay relevant. It's all he's trying to do. It's something to get his name out there because he's not in the NFL no more.
You know, it's just like any story. There's always 2 sides and then something right in the middle that's more accurate than any of them. Michael Orr, I agree with Corbin that he's just trying to stay relevant. He's made millions upon millions of dollars in the NFL, $22.1 million contract. I hate to say this because I don't know the guy personally, but when they're talking about a conservatorship versus an adoption, I've dealt with DCS where I work for the state, so I understand how difficult it is to go through the adoption process. And I feel sad about the whole thing. It's kind of sad that Michael Orr is putting a lot of fault and pressure on a family that brought him in and gave him the opportunity to not only go on to college to play, but let's be honest, if it hadn't have been for the Truly family, would Michael Orr have ever made it to the NFL on his own? And that's nothing against his athleticism, but they helped him, give him that opportunity.
But-
It's a sad situation all the way around.
He's had all these years to come out with this, but he's waited till now. So why? That's a good question.
It is. Why now?
I'd like to know
Is he
why.
out of
now?
money, you think?
And to use blackmail. I mean, he straight up blackmailed them. If you
Yeah.
don't give me $15 million, I'm going to tell something bad about your family. That's pretty low.
It's pretty wild.
I w-
Did y'all see Hugh Freeze's comments on it about he loves Michael Orr and he's like the Tooley family are good people though.
Yeah.
I will say this. You remember Sean Toohey, little brother in the movie?
Yeah.
He actually went on to educate the people to play Division I college basketball for Loyola Maryland.
Oh really?
Yeah, in the MAAC conference.
Oh okay.
He it's about 8 years ago now, but he was actually pretty good for him.
You know who's blaming all this more than Orr and more than the Truly family? That's Hollywood, cause that's where the scumbags truly are.
Yeah, something just shady about the whole situation. So both of y'all are on the Tooley family side, correct?
Correct.
And I said it first.
All right, question number 4. If you had to pick 2 more teams to join the SEC, you had to.
Had to?
Who would they be?
Oh wow,
That's a good one.
that is a good question. I'm going to start with Florida State. I think Florida State brings name recognition, and geographically it fits into our model. I don't like the SEC expanding too far north or too far west, so that would be one that I would pick. Corbin, you get to pick one now.
I'll pick Clemson just to shut all them damn people up. That's all these Clemson fans saying, "Oh, we're better than you," and I'm like, "You play nobody," and then all of a sudden they're like, "Oh, we could win in the SEC." I'm like, "No, you couldn't. You could not win like you do in the ACC and the SEC," and I'd like to see that happen.
All right. Since Corbin went Clemson, I'm going to go the same direction, and I'm going to take North Carolina, and not just for football, but North Carolina basketball as well.
That's a
Bringing
good
them on
point.
into the SEC. Geographically, they fit. And that would be the other one. Now you get to pick another one.
Let's see here. Who would be a good one to come in the SEC? I'm trying to keep them close.
Virginia Tech.
No, I'm trying to keep them. I'm trying to keep them close because one thing that's pissing me off right now is these teams are joining. Like you got like Stanford going to go to the ACC. That
Yeah.
means they have to travel all the way across the country to play a team, and that hurts the fan base, and that doesn't hurt football. Imagine the baseball team,
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
or the
You gotta go play a series or
or a golf team or something.
Yeah.
Like go from California all the way like North Carolina to play a freaking game and get to a conference game, and you have to do that all year long. That's a lot of money, time, investment. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely killing college sports. But if I had to add one, I guess it would be NC State.
NC State,
He said North Carolina. I'll say NC State.
the pack, baby, the Wolf Pack. That
They,
would
we're
be
just-
they usually play a SEC school.
We're just robbing the ACC, it sounds like.
yeah, I wouldn't mind. Florida-
Actually, you know what? Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
You just
Pittsburgh.
went way out geographically there.
Yeah, they're not too far. They're about 8 hours. It ain't like it's a 20-hour drive across the nation.
It
or
would
40-hour
be for
drive.
LSU.
Question 5. This is right up your alley, Corbin. Which beer brand is the best?
We all know Corbin likes Bud Light, so go ahead and admit it, Corbin. Corbin is a Bud Light fan.
I didn't drink Bud Light before. I have nothing. Like I know that whole controversy. I didn't drink Bud Light before, so I didn't have to switch.
I tried for you.
I drank Miller Lite, so I love Miller Lite. It's the best beer they are.
Unfortunately, I agree with Corbin. I'm a Miller Lite
Damn.
fan as well, but I do like Coors Light as well. And,
That's water, son.
and I thoroughly enjoy local brews and supporting small businesses. And in local small breweries. We got the Moco Brewery right up here in town. That's great people and a great atmosphere.
But Coors Light, daggum.
Let us
I'm a Miller
know
Lite
in the
guy.
comments who won the duel. We'll have our jersey countdown, then we'll announce
You could have said Bush
Announce
Light.
the
That would
winner.
have been more acceptable.
Bush.
Bush Light, baby.
Or Bush Heavy.
We got a couple people asking about the fantasy league. Yeah, just DM me or Spur or whatever, and we'll point you in the right direction. Dennis says you're wrong. Penn State's on the same side as Michigan and Ohio
That's
State.
what I thought.
Are they?
Landon says Penn State has a better chance than Utah. Devin, what's up, man? Devin on Facebook. He says he wished they'd give him a cut of that money, the blindside money.
Yeah, we'll take our royalties. Correct.
Yeah, Landon says nobody understands how bad or how hard the SEC is till they get here, which I agree. James says you two are more like tag team champions. Yeah, y'all gotta.
We agreed a
You
lot
got-
today.
He
Agreed.
agreed every time I said it. He agreed with me.
He's just looking off your paper, I think.
I don't even have no notes.
We didn't take notes on these. This is off the hip too, guys. So.
Devin says he'd love to see Appalachian State. That'd be pretty cool.
That'd be
In
interesting.
the SEC.
Hey, I'll say Appalachian State has like the most beautiful baseball stadium.
Oh,
in
it's
the nation.
yeah,
You know,
especially
to-
fall.
To expand on that question, to pick some other teams, I wouldn't mind to see West Virginia in
That's-
the SEC. Or
That's
a-
what
that's
that's
a-
what James just said. West Virginia would be good.
That's a fan base that can be pretty aggravating, but I have nothing against West Virginia. So
Jamie says bring back Georgia Tech and Sewanee.
I'm okay with that.
That'd be pretty cool.
heck, Tulane has more
Yeah.
SEC championships than
Yeah, bring
South
back
Carolina.
Tulane. They got more than South Carolina. Who? There's a couple teams I think that
Arkansas is one.
Jamie says no winner. Valdady gets the belt. Blake says who's your breakout receiver this year? I'm gonna go with Ramel. I've been on the Ramel train. I'm gonna stick with Ramel. I think
I'm
Ramel
going
is
with Thornton.
yeah Thornton's safe. I mean
Yeah.
they say he's
Lamel.
Ramel. I love Ramel. Let us know in the comments who you think won the duel. We're live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, I think. So, yeah, we'll be right back. We've got the jersey countdown, and then we've got some giveaways coming for you.
Do you have dreams about what your property could be? Whether it's driveways, ponds, septic, new home construction, or even forestry mulching, let us earn your business and make your property dreams come true. Call Premier Excavation at 865-766-9408. You can also find us on Facebook or Instagram. Thank you for supporting small businesses that support you. Again, that's Premier Excavation at 865-766-9408.
And we're back. Next, we've got the jersey countdown presented by D&M Fence Company. Thank you, Ted McKinney, for sponsoring this segment. We're currently on number 14, but we're going to break it down from where we left the show the last time. After the jersey countdown, during the season, this is going to be our keys to the game segment. So number 23, start us off, Spur. Number 23, jersey history.
I took Prentice Wagner, who wore jersey number 23. He played several games, 50 games for Tennessee. Had 3 touchdowns on his career. Recognize the name, and it's one I went with.
Had Tommy West, played 1973 to 75. He was a tight end. He was an all-SEC player. Had 537 yards receiving. He also played Tennessee baseball for 1974 to 75. Had a .305 average.
And back on Wagner, he was a defensive player who had 3 touchdown interception returns and 113 tackles, 7 tackles for loss, many sacks, 9 interceptions. He forced several fumbles. So that's why I took Prentice Wagner.
Yeah, it's a good pick. I'm gonna go with the newbie. I'm changing it up. I'm going Cam Seldon, true freshman, 6'2", 222, overall athlete. Just play anywhere on the field. He's young, but y'all are gonna see a lot of Cameron Seldon this year. He does not look like a true freshman, man. He's a beast. 4-star. He was the number 3 overall athlete in the 2023 class. So yeah, you just everybody better know that name. Number 22.
I went way back into the depths of the Tennessee archives, and I picked Frank McCroskey, who played for Tennessee back in 1952 and 1953. So we need to remember some of those that's come from the past.
I had Charlie Davis, played 1983 to 86, defensive back. He had 234 all-time tackles.
I'm going to go Richmond Flowers, played from 1966 to 1968, a 3-time All-American. That includes track, where he was a track star. He was drafted by the Cowboys, second round, 5 years in the NFL. Number 22, Richmond Flowers. Number 21, who you got, Spur?
Took Jalen Reeves Maven. We talked about the
That's a
2016
really
team
good one.
earlier. He was perhaps one of the best linebackers in the last, 2 decades at Tennessee. Tallied 149 solo tackles, 240 total, 27 tackles for a loss. He had 8 sacks, interception. Just a fantastic athlete on and off the field.
I have Stanley Morgan, played 1974 to 76, wide receiver. 557 receptions for 10,716 yards in the NFL. He's in the Patriots Hall of Fame.
Speaking of 21, you talk about how good Maben was. Man, we got screwed on them 3 linebackers. A.J. Johnson got screwed, and then Kurt Magid got hurt, and then Reeves Maben. Man, them's like just 3 elite linebackers.
Absolutely.
Anyway, number 21, I went with Heath Schuler. Played from 1991 to 1993. Heisman Trophy runner-up. All SEC Player of the Year. Numerous passing records at Tennessee at the time. I'm not sure if he still holds them or not. First-round draft pick. Played for the Saints and the Redskins. Who do you have for number 20?
I went a different route on number 20, and I took, not necessarily for his Tennessee stats, but I chose Gary Rankin. Played from 1972 to 74 for Tennessee. But I chose him because he's got 13 state championships at Alcoa High School as their high school coach, the most in Tennessee history.
That's a great pick.
Travis Henry, former running back.
Right there on the wall,
Yep.
baby. I love Travis Henry.
That awesome jersey.
Won the championship with us in 98.
I'm going to go another current player. I'm going to go Bryson Eason, redshirt junior from Memphis, Tennessee. 6'3", 310 pounds, defensive lineman. Hearing his name a lot during this fall camp, and I think he's made a lot of strides, and I think we're going to see a lot of Bryson Eason. So give me Bryson Eason at number 20. Who's your number 19, Spur?
Seems like I went defense a lot this week, but I chose Darrell Taylor. Again, right there on that 2016 team. He was a freshman then, but played Tennessee from 2015 to 2018. He had 118 total tackles, 19 and a half sacks, a great linebacker again.
I had the same player. You was supposed to take notes.
I did take notes.
I sent the players before you did. But
I think we were doing them at the same time.
but it don't matter. He was team MVP in 2018, and he currently plays for the Seattle Seahawks in the NFL.
I'm going to go Jeff Francis, quarterback from 85 to 88. 5,867 pass yards. It's great numbers. 31 touchdowns. In 1988, he was the Vols' all-time pass leader. 1985 SEC champion. 1986 Liberty Bowl MVP.
Is that the same Jeff Francis that's on the radio?
I'm pretty sure he was on the radio.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty positive. Who's your number 18?
Again, I went defense and went with Nigel Warrior. Played Tennessee from 2016 again to 2019, and he amassed 229 total tackles and a sack. He also had 5 interceptions and several fumble returns.
I had Jason Crone, played 2013, 2016, both tight end and wide receiver. Had 816 yards receiving and 6 touchdowns. Played 4 years in the NFL.
Yeah, he was very good. Okay. Next, my bad. 18, I'm going to go Dale Carter, 1990-91. I can hear John Ward's voice on them highlight videos right now, just Dale Carter. 2-time All-American, only All-American to wear number 18 as a Tennessee Volunteer. Also a great kick returner. Just a beast, man. First-round draft pick, NFL Defensive Player or Rookie of the Year, 2-time All-Pro. 4-time Pro Bowl. So Del Carter. Who's your number 17?
I went with a backup quarterback, Will McBride, at Tennessee from 17 to 18. He was on the sidelines most of the time, but he did have 17 completions for 152 yards and a touchdown. He also ran the ball 18 times for 70 yards back in the 2017 season.
Have the man that led us to the national championship in '98, T. Morton.
Don't get enough credit, in my opinion.
So many people, if you was to ask like 10 people, you say, probably 7 or 8 would tell you Peyton Manning won us that championship. You know it.
They don't realize that it was T. Martin.
Yeah. But he had an outstanding career, 4,592 yards, 32 touchdowns. He's coaching now in the NFL, quarterback coach for the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah, I'm going to go Bobby Dodd, quarterback long time ago, 1928 to 1930. Vols were 27-1-2 with him at quarterback, 2-time All-Conference. He was an All-American. Give me Bobby Dodd, number 17. Number 16, Spur, who do you got?
We're at 16. I went with the one, the only, Sterl the Pearl, Sterling Hinton, quarterback at Tennessee, but probably more known these days as the DJ for the Vols, DJ Sterl. He's a friend of mine. I saved his life before. He doesn't realize it, but I did. I was in a wrestling ring. Told him about it a few months ago. But Sterling Hinton, without a doubt, a legendary Vol for life. And I love you, Sterl.
I've got Peyton Manning.
Who?
Peyton Manning. I
Never heard of him.
I didn't figure anybody would. He just had 11,201 yards passing and 89 touchdowns. That was it.
Yeah.
2017
Super
College Football Hall
Bowls,
of Fame.
MVPs. Yeah, I never.
Yeah.
What a terrible pick.
Yeah. You pulled that out of your butt. I had Sterl as well, but he had 4 bowl game wins, while he was there. Liberty, Peach, Cotton, and Sugar Bowl, back-to-back SEC champions. Like you said, just a great DJ. I will throw another 16 out there, though, since we both had that. I'm going to go with the Swamp Rat, Dewey Warren.
There we go.
Number 15, who do you got?
Jawan Jennings. Jawan Jennings probably gave me one of my top 5 all-time moments of Tennessee history when he went up and caught that pass from Josh Dobbs in the Georgia game. I'll never forget standing there with my arms over my head and just disbelief that Eason threw that Hail Mary just seconds beforehand. And I didn't say a word the entire time after the Georgia Hail Mary. I was just in shock. And then here comes Josh Dobbs out, and he throws that Hail Mary, and Jawan goes up, and I can still see him catching the ball and coming down. And when he lands, Josh Palmer's reaction when he jumps up in the air was my exact reaction in my living room, because I jumped up and pumped. I said a few choice words and ran through in my living room several times like Butch Jones did on the field.
I had Jim Bob Cooter, played 2004, 2006. Backup quarterback, but went on to start coaching career as a assistant. His coaching career as an grad assistant started with Tennessee, which has led to him coaching ever since then. Where he's currently at now with the Indianapolis Colts as an offensive coordinator.
Yeah, I remember Fulmer back in the day was talking about Jim Bob. And said he's one of the best offensive-minded players, that he's ever been around.
I had Jim Bob Cooter on my list of being a potential head coach for Tennessee at one point.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
15, I'm going another current player. I'm going Brew McCoy, baby.
Brew. They're not booing him.
Yeah, red shirt senior, 6'3", 220 pounds. Huge piece to this Tennessee offense. Last year, first year in the system, he had 52 catches, 667 yards, 4 touchdowns. I think Brew McCoy, I think he's going to be on the Blenikoff list.
I think you're right.
I think he's going to be huge. We're 14 days away.
We're 14 days away.
Who's your number 14?
We don't talk about, backups a whole lot, but I did go with a backup quarterback, and I went with him because he's a Knoxville Catholic standout quarterback who went on to be a backup at Tennessee. It's Zach Janzik, and went with him because, he may not see the playing field very much in his playing days, having someone on the sidelines and in the backup role is sometimes just as important to fill those gaps in practices and everything else. And he was a fantastic quarterback at Catholic High School.
I got Cedric Wilson Sr., wide receiver, and he's done something that not a lot of players can say they've done. He's won a college football and an NFL championship.
I'm gonna go with this guy. I don't know if anybody's really heard of him or not, but I'm gonna go with Eric Berry.
Nope.
Defensive back from 2007 2009. One of the best defensive backs, not just in Tennessee history, but college football history. Two-time All-American. Jim Thorpe Award winner, which is the nation's top defensive back. 5th overall draft pick, All-Pro defensive back in the NFL. Man, if he didn't have cancer, and I mean he tore his ACL too, but I just wonder what he could have done if it wasn't for cancer. I mean, what, you know?
Cancer sucks.
Yeah, it's just what could he have accomplished? Like I said earlier, this segment will be our keys to the game segment during football season, when that starts back, which is right around the corner.
14 days.
Hit some comments before we go to Florida, Alabama, Georgia, or other. James Fair says Peyton got robbed for the Heisman.
I think we all agree with that.
100%.
History repeats itself, too.
Yeah, history does repeat itself. Hennon belonged in New York. I could see him not winning just because he didn't get to finish out, but he belonged. He deserved to be on the stage.
He should have been on the stage at least.
Chris Johnson on Facebook says Eric Berry was a beast. 100%. All right, we'll be right back. We're going to have to play Florida, Alabama, Georgia, or other. Then after that, we've got our giveaways. So make sure you share this out with your friends. We're giving away Tennessee tickets and giving away gift cards. We've got stickers. We've got baseball cards, football cards. Giveaways coming up soon. Stick with us.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's your man here, the Spank. Like myself, D&M Fencing are the best in the business today. They can install wood, chain link, vinyl, picket, composed metal, barbed wire, heck, bring them bamboo sticks, and they can install them things for you too. D&M Fencing, do it right the first time. Their numbers are 865-435-4515 or 865-387-1026. Give my friend Ted a call today. That's D&M Fencing.
Remember. All right, and we're back. Next, we've got Florida, Alabama, Georgia, or other, presented by C&D Tire in Oak Ridge. I'll pick 5 crazy stories, the headline, and then Spur and Corbin are going to guess, based on the headline, which state that happened in. Yeah, let's get going.
Let's do it.
Number 1, man arrested. This is probably pretty easy. Man arrested for trying to get alligator drunk.
Alligator drunk.
Man arrested for trying to get alligator drunk.
I want to know how you tried to get alligator drunk.
I might as well go with Florida because it's always Florida on here.
Well,
Give me Florida.
I mean,
If
alligators
you
are
knew
in
how
Florida.
easy it was, just Google Florida man and what pulls up.
Yeah.
You going Florida too?
Might as well. It's alligator. It's going to be in Florida.
Palm City Beach, Florida. Timothy Kipke, I guess how you say that, 27 years old, allegedly fed some beer to an alligator after his pal caught it with his bare hands in Palm City. The reptile apparently wasn't a fan of the booze and bit them, and both men were later arrested. Got some Alabama jokes real fast. What does the average Alabama student get on his SAT score?
Don't look at me. I barely know what an SAT score is.
What does the average Alabama student get on his SAT score?
A negative.
Drool.
Drool.
And then my next one, you might have heard this one. What does a maggot and an Alabama fan have in common? Never heard of this one before?
No.
All right.
Alabama.
What does a maggot and an Alabama fan have in common? They can both live off a dead bear for 20 years.
Oh. Ooh. I know some more adultish Alabama jokes I probably won't say on this podcast.
I've got a few more on here that I'm gonna throw
Yeah.
out there over the next couple.
We can make that we can make it a dag joke
Make it a segment.
Yeah.
Yeah, we might change that up. And all right, number 2, woman charged with punching through a McDonald's window over chicken nuggets.
Hey now, don't mess with my chicken nuggets.
I feel her pain.
Florida, Alabama, Georgia, or other. Woman charged with punching through a McDonald's window over chicken nuggets.
I could see this happening in somewhere like Atlanta, Georgia.
That's other.
It is other. It's East Toledo, Ohio. Melody Duchesne went to McDonald's. She asked for chicken nuggets. They told her they were not available. She became very angry and punched through the McDonald's window. I think I've wanted to do this over their ice cream machine before, but never over chicken nuggets, I don't think.
mean, it's the best thing McDonald's has is their chicken nuggets.
No, McChicken.
Same thing, just mayonnaise and bread on it, right?
McChicken, and you
You gonna make this a question? What's better, McDonald's?
you add that hot mustard to the McChicken too.
You take the barbecue sauce and the ranch and you mix it together.
No,
and
you
make
don't
that
do
your
that.
dip. Yes,
no,
you do.
you don't.
This is more of a dual question than the duel was. All right, number 3. Drunk man tries to use a taco as identification after his car catches fire in a drive-through.
Sounds like me.
Yeah, I kind of thought about you whenever I read this.
His ID is a taco.
Drunk man tries to use a taco as his ID after his car catches on fire in a drive-through. Florida, Alabama, Georgia, or other.
That sounds like a dumbass in Alabama.
Georgia. Just to say, I did have an incident one time. I was a little intoxicated and kind of backed into somebody's vehicle, and he's from Canada.
Don't admit to it till you
I kind of backed into somebody's vehicle.
And I went up to him, and I was a bit intoxicated, and I was like, you do have a green card, like you ain't gonna get in trouble, are you? And he's like, what the heck you talking about? I don't need a green card from Canada.
This happened in Florida. Matthew Faulkner tried to use a taco as form of identification after he fell asleep in a Taco Bell drive-thru and his car caught on fire. The man was obviously arrested. You have to be like stupid drunk to do that. Like,
Well, clearly they found his name out, you know.
oh yeah, they found that ID. All right, last one. Man throws rock through Alabama. Oh shit, I messed that one up live. This was gonna be good too.
Well, just read the story. It's in Alabama.
Damn. Well, it was funny because it's Morgan County, Alabama. And I was gonna say Morgan County, and then you all was gonna freak out. Yeah.
Morgan County, Alabama. So I work at the road department, and we get these phone calls sometimes from these people complaining about their roads down there. Like, you said you was gonna come fix this road, this and that, and they're like, it's over here in like Tenichi Street or something. And my secretary at work's like, ma'am, I don't know where that road is. We don't have road name that. Where you calling from?
Alabama.
Morgan County? Morgan County where? What state you live in? Alabama? Honey, you got the wrong phone number. you got us from Morgan County, Tennessee.
That's funny.
Roll Tide.
Yeah, it says man throws rock through police station door and then walks in and just asks to be arrested. Morgan County, Alabama.
You know.
A 45-year-old Jason Michael Anello of Somerville came up to the jail lobby, picked up a rock, and smashed through a window and just asked to be put in jail.
That sounds to me like he was just trying to get away from a crazy girlfriend or something.
Yeah, just take me in, boys.
Just take me. Please take me.
James says Spank is a duel winner. He's not here.
Spank?
That's what he said.
He got whooped too bad by Coke Kazana last week. He's
Spank paying people to get in the comments, you think? And
Spank
vote
Spank
for
is
him?
officially fired from wrestling.
I even got a vote, but the winner of this week's duel goes back to Corbin.
Yeah,
according to
that's what I'm
according to the voters.
All right, I'll give you this up. That way I can come back and take it again next week.
the greatest of all time. Thanks to all my fans. You're all beautiful people. I'll get naked at somebody's wedding one day.
I got, Corbin, I just, it was so heavy to carry around. I felt bad for you, and I know that belt means the entire world to you, and And I've just been so heartbroken the last couple weeks carrying it so long. I just feel like I needed to lessen my dual appearance this time and make sure that you got it back to make you feel better, buddy.
I'm the three-time
You know,
champion over here. Balls deep champion.
I do give to charity, and I felt the need to give it back to you this week. By the way, I'm taking it back next week.
All right.
You can't keep it long.
Nobody's getting this
Next,
from me.
we've got 2 giveaways. We're going to do a trivia question, and we're giving away Alumni Hall $25 gift card. We're giving away some baseball tickets, some vintage Tennessee football tickets, and some decals. And we're also going to give away Tennessee versus Virginia season opener football tickets, 4 rows off the field. That's a drawing for the ones that entered. So stick with us after this short commercial. Thank you, C&D Tire in Oak Ridge, for sponsoring that segment. Hey, y'all, it's the Vol Daddy. The C&D Tire Pros are your go-to experts for nearly all of your vehicle needs. Located in the heart of Oak Ridge at 164 Fairbanks Road. They've got a 4.8 out of 5-star rating, and that's very hard to do in the tire business. Tire installation, wheel alignment, wheel balancing, tire rotation, tire repair, brake changes, oil changes. Hell, they'll even paint your back porch. I've known Zach since he was in diapers. We went to church together. We went to school together. We played football together. And he's been changing tires since he's been in diapers. Give them a call today, 865-483-7455. Like them on Facebook. That's C&D Tire, 865-483-7455. All right, and we're back. Let's do some giveaways. First one in the comments that I see will be the winner. So the trivia question is, which Tennessee football player is the only 3-time All-American? Which Tennessee football player is the only 3-time All-American?
Get your Google machines out, people.
Yep, Google it, because ain't nobody going to guess it. That's a hint, by the way. Ain't nobody going to guess it.
Well, how many we've got? I've got so many different streams going right here.
Oh, we got some stores.
Kelsey says she loves the duel. Corbin Baby.
Who said that?
Uh-oh. We got a winner
Kelsey?
already. Yep. Kelsey Slavin won. It is Bob Suffrage.
Good job, Kelsey.
Good job. That was a quick one. That last one, it went for a minute.
Told you could Google it pretty quick. And
So, Kelsey, thank you, man. You won. Message me on
James was a little late. I got James in.
James got in there, too.
Got in there, too, but Kelsey got it before he did.
Yeah, Kelsey, message me on TikTok or whatever you want to do it on, and I'll get your address, and I'll get that sent to you. Yeah, Bob Suffrage was a guard from Knoxville, Tennessee. Played 1938 to 1940. 30-0 during his regular season career. It's crazy.
That's amazing.
Hey, gotta say thank you real quick to Mark Avery for sending us some stars on Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
Every little bit helps.
Yep, thank you, Mark. I appreciate it very much. All right, next we've got our drawing. So the last couple, what do you think, months or 2-3 months, something like that?
Now, if I draw my own name out of this cup, what are we going to do? Because I'm one, I know my name's in there.
Yeah, your name's in there. I don't know. I guess you have to decide if you want to. You're all about some donations here lately.
Corbin's
so.
already won a belt today, so he doesn't need to win twice. I know his name's in there, too.
Because I'm the greatest of all time. Nobody can touch me. Not you, not Spanky, nobody.
We had.
You'll see again next week. It's too early in the morning for me to fight with you.
So all you had to do is enter through my link to join the volunteer club. These are my personal tickets that I bought to give out to join the volunteer club. Ricky Wayne, if you're still in here, here's your cup, buddy, that you gave to me. And
How many entries do you
we got
have
the
in there?
names in here? We got 498 entries.
Wow.
So we're gonna give this a good shake, and I'm gonna have Spur close his eyes and draw one out, and we'll see who the winner is. These are for 2 tickets. Tennessee, Virginia, Nissan Stadium.
What's the value on them tickets?
I don't know what they're going for. I
bet
bought them pretty early, but 4 rows from the field in the end zone, so they're going to be great seats.
They're going about 180 a piece right now at minimum.
Okay.
For those, so you got.
Yeah, I've not
You're
looked.
getting a $500 value.
Dang.
All right, close your eyes, Spur.
I got you.
Just get one. We got to do it right the first time.
Eyes are closed. All right. Digging down in there, and we got one name here, Justin Sperling. No, wait, no, I'm kidding you. I have not won.
Oh, I was about to
I
say,
have not
that's some
won.
crazy luck.
You want to go ahead, Corbin?
Greg Tilley.
Greg
Greg
Tilley.
Tilly.
Is that how you say it?
Greg
Tilly.
Tilly. Yep. Greg Tilly, you have won 2 tickets to Tennessee versus Virginia.
And just to show the camera there is his name. It's Greg Tilly. So if this is you, we'll be getting in contact somehow with you.
Pretty good luck right there. 498 entries. Yeah, can't beat that. That's pretty good value for joining the volunteer club.
Absolutely.
That's some good tickets right there. We'll get with you, Greg. Congratulations on winning, and thank you to everybody who has signed up for the volunteer club. Just know that your money is going to make Tennessee better in a lot of ways. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for listening. We'll upload this on YouTube, and it'll be on Facebook for a while. We'll put it on all the podcast platforms, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, you name it. We'll see you all next week. We might see you twice next week. We're going to...
Hey, tonight we got the Tennessee Smokies is playing, and it's Tennessee Day there.
That's
It
right.
is
They're
that.
wearing specialty jerseys tonight at the Smokies game. It's first 1,000 fans get a Joe Milton bobblehead just to give a cheap plug to the Smokies.
Y'all better not beat us in there. That's all I got to say. We got to get some bobbleheads.
Yeah, we got to
And-
get there quick.
Before we go today, I'd be remiss with not saying to keep the Sunbright community in your prayers. They lost a very special young man and football player this past week.
Yeah, it seems like this stuff just happens randomly, and it's always
And
horrible
it's
when
always-
it
always-
does. Yeah,
It's hard anywhere, but it's really hard in such a small, tight-knit
Yeah.
community.
yeah, you don't really see it that much when it does happen. It really hits hard. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for all the comments, and yeah, we'll see y'all once or twice next week. Go Vols.
Go Vols.